Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing today? I hope you're fine. So today I'm feeling myself in this beautiful Palazzo jumpsuit I just made with two side pockets and a belt at the back. Okay, so if you're seeing this channel for the first time, kindly subscribe, like, share, comment. Okay, just do something so that YouTube can recommend my videos. So let's get on with it. Now this is 3 yards of fabric. Okay, you go ahead and fold it into two equal halves. Okay, I'm using the floor because my table is not wide and long enough. Now you go ahead and take one side of the fabric to form a triangle, just like so. Okay, you go ahead and form a triangle. Just take enough and form a triangle. Now I'm going to go ahead and get our waist measurement. So I'm just marking the waistline. Okay, now I want to also measure the length because it's a full 60 inches length. Okay, but first of all, I'm going to be minusing 17 inches before that. So now we're going to be taking our 3 inches. This 3 inches, I'm taking it from beginning to the end of the triangle. So this 3 inches is where I'm going to be getting my crotch length. That is the essence of the 3 inches. Okay, so if you have watched this video to this point, kindly give it a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Now this is me dotting the lines for the 3 inches. Then after that, I'm going to use my ruler and link the lines together. Okay, I'm going to use my ruler now and connect the lines together, just like so. Now that has been done, I had to use my free hand to finish it up. Now I'm getting my waist measurement. Okay, your waist circumference divided by 4. Whatever your waist circumference is divided by 4, you go ahead and mark. Remember, in the beginning I marked out where I want the waist to start from, so that is where I place the tape now. So whatever your waist circumference is, you divide by 4 and add extra 2 inches. So I added 2 inches there now. Okay, now the next thing is to get our crotch length. So your crotch length is your hip divided by 4. That's your hip circumference divided by 4. Then you add extra 3 inches. So for example, your hip is 14 inches divided by 4 is 10 inches. You go ahead and add extra 3 inches. That's 13 inches. Now you mark 13 inches. Okay, so this is me marking. I'm just using the chalk to accentuate it so that it will be clearer. Now you go ahead and curve. Okay, you go ahead and cover out of that 3 inches, 3 inches we made earlier. Okay, so this is me curving it out. So I hope it's well understood. How to get your crotch length on Palazzo is your hip divided by 4 and then add extra 3 inches. In some cases you add 4 inches. Okay, depending on the size of the hip. So that is it. Let's continue. Now remember, I minus 17 inches earlier. 17 inches is the upper part of the dress. Now I'm just placing my tape to make sure that after removing that 17 inches that my length is still long enough. Okay, so I've noticed that it's not long enough. I'm gonna head to fold to just add up the length from the remaining fabric. When I drag the triangle, the remaining fabric, I'm gonna head to just take it and bring it upwards to meet the length of the Palazzo. So this is me pinning it together. Okay, but if the length is okay, then there's no need to do this. So because this is going to be joined. Okay, but don't worry, it's not going to be noticeable because I'm only joining it at the back side of the dress. It didn't affect the front at all. Okay, now that has been done. Now let's place our tape again. You see, it's now completely 60 inches and even extra. So this is me now curving it. I'm just using my chalk to dot the line in curved form or in curved shape. Now I'm joining the line together. Yeah, that's it. So if you have watched this video up to this point, kindly please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Okay, so this is me cutting it out. And also drop me a comment. I love your comments. They encourage me a lot. Okay, please, thank you so much. So this is me cutting and opening up the other side. So it's not too, I noticed that when I was pinning it, I pinned everything. So I'm just removing the pin and repinning it. So now I'm going to separate the two. One side is the front and one side is the back of the palazzo. So this is the front and this is the back. So that place I joined is going to be the back of the palazzo. Okay, now for the front, remember that the back bum is usually longer, fuller and curvier than the front. So the front crotch length and the front and the back crotch is not supposed to be the same. It's not supposed to be equal. So I had to just remove a little, half an inch in fact, from the crotch, front crotch. That is what I just did now. Okay, so back to our table. It's time for us to cut the upper part of the palazzo. Remember, it's 17 inches that we removed initially. So this is 17 inches. I'm going to head to mark. I'm going to read a straight line now to identify 17 inches. The next is our neck measurement. I want it to be a V. You can see in the video, it came down a little bit. So I used 8 inches for the length and 3 inches for the width. Now I'm going to join them together to form a V. Okay, just a little V neck. Now the next is the shoulder measurement. Shoulder I work with is 14 inches divided by 2, 7. I'm going to head to mark 7. And the next one is shoulder slant by 1 inch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mark out the shoulder slant. Now the next thing is the armhole. The armhole I work with is 8 inches. I'm gonna go ahead and rule the line, join it together with the shoulder and then curve. The next is to measure from shoulder to my bust point, which is 11 inches. That is where I'm going to be taking my bust circumference from. But meanwhile, I want this palazzo to be free, so I'm not really going to be so so keen on taking my actual measurements. So my bust circumference divided by 4, I added extra 3 inches in fact, because I want it to be very, very free. So I did the same thing for the waistline as well. My waist circumference divided by 4, I added extra 3 inches. Okay, so I'm now cutting them off. I've cut the neck. Now I'm at the armhole and then the body of the top, and then I'll cut off the length as well. The shoulder slants. Again, if you have watched to this point, please give it a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. And then now we are done with the front part of the top. The next is to get the back part of the top, and the back part of the top, you're going to place the front one on the remaining fabric. The remaining fabric is folded into 2 as well. Now we're going to just trace it out. Okay, so this is me tracing it out. Now for the neck, I'm going to come back and tell you how I got that measurement. No, the back neck and front neck is not supposed to be the same. I didn't want it to be the same, so the back neck should come up higher a little bit. And then I also left 1 inch or 1.5 inch for zip allowance. That's free space you're seeing there. Okay, so yeah, that has been done. So now let's use our tape and measure that neck, that back neck. So the width I use is, the length is 2 inches and the width I use is still the same 3 inches, but it's got to 4 inches because of the zip allowance. By the time I shape it now, it will be 3 inches. Now for the palazzo trouser itself, I'm going to sew here. This is the front part. I'm going to join it first. Okay, I've gone ahead to join it. Now what I'm going to do is to take the front part of the top and join both together as well. I'm going to go ahead and join it. Now these are the back, these two now, the back part of the palazzo. I've not joined them yet because I'm going to do what I did to the front on them. I'm going to take each of the back side of the top and place on them right side to right side, and also join it just like I did for the front. So this is one and this is two. Make sure the neck side is the side facing the crotch side. Okay, go ahead and join. Okay, that has been done. So this is the front part now. I'm gonna have to join it, and I've used bias to pipe the neck. Now I'm going to be joining the front and the back together, right side facing right side, to bring out the zip allowance. Remember that when we are cutting the top, the upper parts, we left the zip allowance. Okay, so this is me trying to bring out that zipper allowance. And then for that trouser part, the down part, that's why it's always good to leave enough allowance when you're cutting it for the zipper allowance as well, because when you're putting your zip, it's going to get down to that bum part. Now this dress is going to have belt like you saw in the video. I've already gone ahead to cut out the belt in no particular measurement. It depends on the length you want and the width you want, so no particular measurement for that belt. So now before we shape this dress, we're going to first of all attach the belt. Okay, now this is me trying to attach the belt, and initially I measured from my shoulder to 14 inches. But after I finished attaching it, I realized that the belt was too high. So I brought it down to that 17 inches. That joining, that place that the joining started from, the joining between the down part of the palazzo and the upper part. So when you're doing yours, please keep it at 17 inches because 14 inches was too high. Okay, I already made this video and I was done with the dress when I realized it. So I had to just adjust it. I had to just cut it and take it down to 17 inches. Okay, so this is it. So you're gonna do your shoulder to 17 inches, or better still, shoulder to where you joined it from. Okay, use your pin and hold it. Now I'm done pinning these two sides of the belt. I'm done pinning the belt on the two sides of the dress. Okay, so I'm going to take the back part of the palazzo now and place it right side facing this one. Okay, so that I can shape it. Again, the back, I've also joined it. Okay, I've also joined the back. After I finished joining the upper parts, I close it up together. After I got the zipper allowance, I sewed it all the way down. So now the back is together. So now I place the back one on the front one to shape it. So this is me using my pin to hold it together so it won't move. Started from the shoulder first. If you have watched this video to this point, thank you very much for watching for 30 minutes. That's a lot. I appreciate. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't liked, please like. If you haven't done anything at all, please just do something. You can also drop a comment. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and run it down. So before I run it down, I'm going to start from the crotch. So make sure the two crotch are equally facing each other. Okay, make sure the crotch lines, the back one and the front one, are facing each other. Then you sew down and sew down before joining the side to avoid mistake. Okay, now for the side, I didn't use my actual measurement because like I said, I want it to be a free palazzo. I want it to be a free, palazzo jumpsuit. So this is it. I've gone ahead to put the zipper. The belt has stayed where it's supposed to stay and everything. So we're going to go ahead now and trim the shoulder a little bit because it's going to be a sleeveless, so there's no need for much shoulder. I don't want it to drop down and look like a small sleeve. That's why I'm trimming it further. So I did 4 inches for the trimming. I'm going to go ahead now and cut off the excesses. Okay, so that has been done. I'm also going to tight stitch that place I just cut, so I won't be removing from there. Now the next thing is pocket. Remember I said there is pockets in this jumpsuit. Okay, so it's time for us to get our pockets now. Now for the pockets, I did shoulder to 20 inches for the beginning. Shoulder to 20 inches. That's for the beginning, where the beginning part. Then from that 20 inches to 27 inches, that is from that 20 inches, you count 7 or 6 or 7, but I did 7. Okay, so in other words, when you place your shoulder, your tape on the shoulder, you do 20 inches for beginning, and then 7 inch and 27 inches. Okay, or you count 7 inches. Now this is me opening up the place I just marked, the 7 inches I just marked. Now I'm opening it up. I'm also going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, so this is it. I'm also repeating the same thing on the other side. I will also use my tape to measure to be accurate. 20 and 27. Then open it up. Okay, so I'm done opening it up. The next thing now is to cut out the pockets. So with the extra fabric, I'm going to go, mind you, this is 3 yards of fabric. Okay, so it's really enough. Now I'm going to go ahead and measure out that 7 inches. You know the 7 inches we created on the dress. So that's what I'm going to cut out now. So I've gone ahead to measure 7 inches. I just placed my finger to know the length I need. The length I need it to get to. If you want it very deep or not. That's the essence of placing your finger. Okay, this is okay now. My finger is not that long. Now we have done the first part. Next is to cut out the other side. Is in pair. It has to be a pair because you're going to close it up to form a pocket. So this is me. I'm just managing material at this point because the whole 3 inches is finished. Sorry, the whole 3 yards. I don't know why I keep calling it inches. So I have to do it one by one so that I can get the pairs I want. Because if you fold it, the fabric won't be enough, okay? That's why I'm doing it one after the other. So that's it now. I'm going to sew it round and sew it round. And here it is. They've been sewn. Here they are, okay? Just turn it over if you want. Now to our dress. I've tie stitched the openings, the 2 ends. Now we're going to turn it right side because our dress is on the wrong side. The dress is turned on the wrong side. So when you're putting the pocket like this, make sure the pocket is turned to the right side, and then you insert that right side inside the dress. Okay, now you sew it round like this. Just do exactly what I'm doing and you will get it. Now you also turn this one right side and insert it into the other pocket hole of the other side. Okay, exactly. And then you go ahead and do what? And sew. Don't forget to tight stitch the opening so the thread won't be losing. Then you go ahead and sew it round. And this is it, guys. So the essence of doing it that way is that by the time you bring out the pocket, it will still be on the wrong side together with the dress that's on the wrong side. And when you turn the dress to the right side, the pocket will be on the right side. So this is it. I've done everything. I've folded the legs. I used bias to pipe it. I've put the zipper. I've piped the the armhole and everything. And this is me wearing it. It's so fine, so gorgeous. If you see it in real life, very fine. I did so, Jare. Give me my flowers. So guys, thank you very much. See you in my next video. Bye.